Frantois de la Rochefoucauld quotes: "No persons are more frequently wrong, than those who will not admit they are wrong. Absence diminishes small loves and increases great ones, as the wind blows out the candle and fans the bonfire. If we had no faults we should not take so much pleasure in noting those of others. It is easier to be wise for others than for ourselves. We promise according to our hopes and perform according to our fears. We are so accustomed to disguise ourselves to others, that in the end, we become disguised to ourselves. True love is like ghosts, which everybody talks about and few have seen. Our envy always lasts longer than the happiness of those we envy. One cannot answer for his courage when he has never been in danger. There are some people who would never have fallen in love if they had not heard there was such a thing. A refusal of praise is a desire to be praised twice. We rarely think people have good sense unless they agree with us. We only confess our little faults to persuade people that we have no big ones. The height of cleverness is to be able to conceal it. Few people have the wisdom to prefer the criticism that would do them good, to the praise that deceives them. Almost all our faults are more pardonable than the methods we resort to hide them. Hypocrisy is a tribute that vice pays to virtue. The truest way to be deceived is to think oneself more knowing than others. When we are unable to find tranquility within ourselves, it is useless to seek it elsewhere. Thinkers think and doers do. But until the thinkers do and the doers think, progress will be just another word in the already overburdened vocabulary by sense. Neither the sun nor death can be looked at steadily. Before we set our hearts too much upon anything, let us examine how happy those are who already possess it. Everyone complains of his memory, and no one complains of his judgment. In love we often doubt what we most believe. How can you expect another to keep a secret if we have been unable to keep it ourselves? Second-rate minds usually condemn everything beyond their grasp. We would often be ashamed of our best actions if the world only knew the motives behind them. One may outwit another, but not all the others. It is with true love as with ghosts and apparitions, everyone talks of it, and scarcely anyone has seen it. Listening well and answering well is one of the greatest perfections that can be obtained in conversation. We forgive so long as we love. We have no patience with other people's vanity because it is offensive to our own. If we had no faults of our own, we would not take so much pleasure in noticing those of others. How rare true love may be, it is less so than true friendship. It is more shameful to distrust one's friends than to be deceived by them. We are more interested in making others believe we are happy than in trying to be happy ourselves. To eat is a necessity, but to eat intelligently is an art. Passion often makes a madman of the cleverest man, and renders the greatest fools clever. In jealousy there is more of self-love than love. He who lives without folly is not as wise as he may think. People would never fall in love if they hadn't heard love talked about. All passions make us commit faults, but love makes us commit the most ridiculous ones. Passion often makes fools of the wisest men and gives the silliest wisdom. He who imagines he can do without the world deceives himself much, but he who fancies the world cannot do without him is still more mistaken. Quarrels would not last long if the fault was only on one side. We always like those who admire us, we do not always like those whom we admire. Our virtues are most frequently but vices disguised. We all have strength enough to endure the misfortunes of others. Extreme boredom provides its own antidote. If we resist our passions, it is more due to their weakness than our strength.